Mr. Min, Senator Min with SB 286. SB 286, you may proceed, Mr. Min.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. SB 286 is a local elections bill that would allow Orange County voters to choose their Orange County Board of Education trustees in a November general election. My home county is one of only a handful in California that still holds county Board of Education elections in the primary election. Most voters I've talked to are very confused about this. They don't realize it's a one and done in the primary. This would increase voter participation, eliminate confusion, and bring Orange County in line with the overwhelming majority of counties across our state by simply moving those elections for Board of Education from the primary to general election. This will obviously have great impact not only on turnout, but particularly turnout among communities that often are underrepresented and have particular interests in education, including young people, racial and ethnic minorities, and other low-propensity voters. Just to give you one example, in the primary election we held just a few weeks ago, in Orange County we only had 30% turnout. We're expecting something north of 70% in the general, and that difference is pretty profound. These elections are important. County school boards are the only elected school boards that provide oversight for communities and juvenile justice schools, schools that disproportionately serve homeless students, foster youth, and others who are disenfranchised from traditional education. We owe it to these children to give them trustees who represent the vast majority of the community, and that can only happen with high voter participation. Thank you, and I ask for your aye vote.
Great. Thank you. Others in support may come forward. Are there any witnesses in support?
Not here today.
It appears not. Okay. Are there any others in support of the bill? You may come forward. State your name, affiliation, and position on the bill only. Seeing no, is there any opposition? Thank you. Come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Tom Sheehy, here on behalf of the Orange County Board of Education, the subject of this bill, in opposition to SB 286. Orange County is a charter county. It already has the authority to move its elections of local boards from the June primary to the November general, or vice versa, anytime it chooses to. The Orange County Board of Supervisors have not passed any resolution asking for this action. The Orange County Board of Education has not asked for this action. In fact, it doesn't need a state law. It doesn't need SB 286 to make this happen. So on that basis, this legislation is completely unnecessary, and at this time, it's currently unwelcome. That alone would be enough to ask for a no vote, but there's another issue here. Because SB 286 would create a new state-mandated local program, the Orange County will end up filing a test claim with the Commission on State Mandates if this bill is chaptered into law. When that happens, the State General Fund will, in fact, be on the hook for all the costs associated with moving the election of this local board from the June primary to the November general. And that won't be a one-time cost. That'll be an ongoing cost every time there's an election. Now, the Senate Appropriations Committee analyzed this, and they say that that's going to cost at least several $100,000 each time. We believe that estimate is low, and we're working on a more accurate estimate. We believe the costs are much higher. So this bill is not being asked for. It's not necessary. It's going to cost the State General Fund a ton of money, which is going to matter more and more when we don't have a big surplus. And for all of those reasons, we would respectfully ask for a no vote today.
Thank you. Any other opposition in the room? Seeing no opposition, we'll bring it back to the committee. Any comments from any of the committee members? Mr. Lee.
I would like to thank the author for bringing this bill forward. It's a very common sense bill. We all know that turnouts are better in the fall, and it's a service to those who serve, and obviously on the County Board of Education to be more representative of the district. And I'll happily move the bill when the time is right.
But why don't we establish a quorum, and then we'll have you move this bill, Mr. Lee. If we could establish a quorum, please, Secretary.
O'Donnell.
Here.
O'Donnell here. Daly. Daly here. Bennett. Jen. Lee. Lee here. McCarty.
Here.
McCarty here. Quirk Silva.
We do have a quorum. So, Mr. Lee, do you wish to make a motion? So it is moved by Mr. Lee and seconded by Mr. McCarty. We do have a motion and a second. The motion is support. The motion is support. Hold on. There are no amendments. Due pass to appropriations is the motion. Due pass to appropriation. You may close.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just to address the cost issue, the primary cost, as I understand it, is simply moving it from a lower turnout primary and having fewer received ballots to a November general where we have more ballots that would be expected to receive. I don't believe the cost will be that high. In fact, I think it'll probably be less than the amount of money that the Orange County Board of Education just voted to authorize to lobby against this bill, $120,000. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Got it, Mr. Min. We have a motion, a second. Please call the roll.
The motion is due pass to the Appropriations Committee. O'Donnell?
Aye.
O'Donnell, aye. Dally? No. Dally, no. Bennett? Chen? Lee? Lee, aye. McCarty? McCarty, aye. Quirk Silva?
The bill has three votes, so it is on call.